Welcome to part 2 of the Spirit series, chapter 1, Love, Sex and Money. In this chapter we'll be discussing, obviously, what you've been waiting for, the role of our spirit guides, amadlozi or ancestors, in aspects of our lives relating to love, sex and money. The realm of romantic relationships is one that is influenced quite heavily by our Nguni blood spirits, because obviously as they are our family spirits, they are predominantly concerned with how we relate with ourselves and how we relate with other people, especially when it comes to starting families, falling in love and all of that kind of thing. Now, what they do is that they help us through our intuition to be able to recognize potential partners, to recognize harmful situations, and to also be able to make the kind of plans we need to make internally and spiritually to open ourselves up to get into a situation where we're sharing a life with someone. Now, it doesn't always work out because they have their own biases, because they used to be human, so sometimes they might want you to hook up with someone who doesn't work with your own preferences. You know, because like an aunt can try and hook you up with somebody they know from church or whatever, like that's how they can be. They can't control what you do, so they can only influence you and try to push you in the direction of a certain person, but ultimately it is up to you and that person or those people to make the romantic relationship work. Obviously, you do know that free will is paramount in our human experience, so no matter what our amadlozi can try, if we are not open to the suggestion, to seeing the serendipity, to seeing the coincidences, and to trusting our intuition, they can't make us fall in love. They're not going to bring a person to your house to knock on your door and tell you to marry them. That's not going to happen. So what is important for us to remember is that when we are in need of or in search of romantic relationships, we need to look inside ourselves and open our intuition to be able to recognize potential in people, to be able to be honest about what our needs are, where our blind spots are, and to also be able to trust that the right thing is going to happen for us. In terms of sex and amadlozi, we've already discussed that Nguni plays quite an important role in how we choose our romantic partners, and Umdawu has quite a big role in how we choose our sexual partners. So because Umdawu resides in our root chakra, they will have the kind of impact that our Nguni spirit has in our feelings, but they will have it in our pants. On sex, it's pretty simple. What you put in is what you get out. In terms of our spirits and our intuition, when we pay attention to our needs and we give ourselves a chance and we listen and we are humble and we know our limits and we relate with our spirit guides respectfully and openly and we give them the best of our attention, then we reap the best of their contribution in our lives. And it is so important to maintain a healthy sexual vibe and vibration by giving yourself good quality sex when you need it and if you want it. Don't ever compromise on the quality of sexual energy that you are exchanging, ever. If you're having poor quality sex, sex from a place of fear or inadequacy or obligation, as opposed to sex from a place of empowerment and enjoyment and strength, that is going to spill into other aspects of your life, especially your relationship with money. So if you're investing in your sex life, empowerment, independence, autonomy, positivity, fierceness, fire, you will get the same power out of it to be able to then spread that into other aspects of your life, especially money. Why? Because Umdawu and money are like this. So in terms of money and wealth and proximity to it, a lot of it has got to do with history and structural realities that are outside of the realm of influence of our spirit guides, even Amanda, who this whole system was built by. So do not feel bad that you have lazy ancestors or you are not a good child to amadlozi purely because you are broke, some of that brokenness may be actually a result, or is generally likely to be a result of issues of structural injustice, oppression, deprivation, and other such issues. My opinion on the matter is this: don't do it. You cannot want to manipulate a person's sexual energy to bind them to you spiritually. You have to respect people's autonomy and people's decisions, because you can't always get what you want. Even if you think that you are going to be the perfect person for that woman or that man or those women and those men, it is not a good idea to take away from people their freedom to choose who they want to be with and how. Gorobela works, love spells work, but that is not a good enough reason to actually do that, because what you are doing in the spirit world is something that you can never really quite understand and grasp, and the impact of it in the physical and also in the spiritual in terms of your own karma and that other person's karma can be quite destructive. So it is just good if you can accept that you can't have everyone that you want to have, no matter how you feel about them. If they're not putting in equal effort to be with you, leave it alone. In closing, amadlozi play a very important and influential role in our lives, but so does our free will, and so do other factors in the world. So don't internalize rejection, failure, brokenness, and make it about your being unevolved or unspiritual or undeserving or whatever. You have to just always remember to work on your intuition, sharpen your inner voice, listen to your inner voice, humble yourself to it, but also remember that you can do all of that, but your intuition cannot affect matter, and you are not the center of the universe. So no matter how evolved you can become, that evolution will not necessarily dismantle the structures that act upon your life in a negative way and can stop you from finding the romantic partner that you deserve, the money that you deserve, or even give you the sex that you deserve. But at least with sex, you can give yourself the sex that you deserve. Until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.